Hello, my name is David Groff, better known as Oxy by many people. And I want to start out by saying that God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. The topic of giving a lot of times is a very sensitive subject to many people. However, it's an important topic. And it should be a part of everybody's everyday life. One of the major rules of life requires people to do before they can have. And we must give before we can receive. This is certainly true when you are doing business with a bank, for example. Think about it for just a moment. You ever try going to a bank, pull up to the drive-thru, say, I need some money. They check your account, there's really nothing there, because you haven't made any deposits. Just like a farmer, he must plant seeds before he can expect to get a harvest. A man named Zig Ziglar once said, money is not everything, but it rates up there pretty close to oxygen. You got to have it if you're going to survive. It is important that we love one another. And it's important that we are loved. I remember a sermon, it's been a while back, by Brother Philip, where he talked about the human body having many parts, and every part needs to work together for your body to function properly. Our church is like our human body in many ways. Our eyes, our feet, our hands, they all have to work together without fighting against each other. They have different functions and they all do their part so that our body can perform properly. In order for a church to function, it needs to have many members who are not all doing the same thing, but they're willing to give. Not just money, but also their talents and their time and their love. We're talking about giving. Well, here's our testimony, whereas I and my wife can 100% testify of God's grace, His blessings on our lives. My wife, Cynthia, was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer back in 2007. Cynthia just celebrated her 12th year anniversary as a cancer survivor on May the 18th, a couple of weeks ago, which is also her birthday. When Cynthia was first diagnosed, she had a mass in her right breast bigger than a tennis ball. The cancer had already spread to about 8 places when it was first discovered. This included the lining of her right lung into some lymph nodes and her adrenal gland. Her body was infested with cancer. Her oncologist informed us not too long after diagnosis that Cynthia was terminal, which means based on all medical expectations, she would not live a year. Again, that was 12 years ago. But during this time, the cancer has spread to more than 20 places throughout her body, including her bones in her hips and going up her back and some in her arms. Cynthia's been saying all these years that all of us are in our terminal. However, we do not know when God is going to board us on our final journey to heaven. I've never heard her ever complain about having cancer. Not even one time. Soon after Cynthia was originally diagnosed with her cancer, she was sitting up in bed one night, reading her Bible and praying, which she often does, even today. I was already asleep when she said out loud, I want to thank God for my cancer. Now that'll wake up anybody. But it woke me up, and I asked her, I said, what in the world did you just say? And she repeated, I want to thank God for my cancer. I could not believe what my ears were hearing. And I asked her, why? Why would you ever say such a thing as that? And her answer was that God had chosen her to carry the thorn of cancer. And her goal and assignment was to never let him down, no matter what. As most of you know, I had to take Cynthia to the emergency room at the hospital within the last few weeks because she was having a really difficult time breathing. She couldn't catch her breath. We found out through multiple tests in the emergency room that she had congestive heart failure, and that her heart, in the doctor's own words, had been severely damaged. The initial test indicated that her heart was operating at about 10% capacity, and it was struggling to pump the blood throughout her body. Most all her doctors concluded that her heart had been damaged by all the medications that she'd been taking for 12 years to fight her cancer, and from taking so much chemotherapy drugs over the past 12 years, which had taken a toll on her heart. She continues to be thankful and feels blessed that God is still allowing her to carry the cross for him and to serve him. And don't get me wrong, she's still in a major battle for her life. However, most people that meet her in the hallway wouldn't even know it. So I'm going to end with this. There is no way for any of us to outgive God. He remains faithful even when we are not. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.